Hello and welcome. The day is over and it's time to let it all drift away. To find that quiet space in your mind where the noise of the world just can't reach you. Tonight, we're going to a Thanksgiving dinner, but not a perfect one. We're visiting a place where things didn't quite go as planned, and where a different kind of comfort was found in the beautiful, funny mess of it all. There's nothing for you to do now but breathe and listen and let a gentle, silly story carry you off to sleep. So get comfortable and close your eyes whenever you're ready. Take a slow, deep breath in, just holding it for a moment at the top, and then let it all go with a soft sigh. Feel your body sinking a little deeper into the mattress beneath you. Let's do that one more time. A long, slow breath in, filling your chest with calm, and a long, slow breath out, releasing any tension you might be holding on to. Your only job now is to rest. All you have to do is listen to my voice as we drift off together into a story. Let your mind paint a picture. A house on a quiet street in late November. The sun has set, leaving a sky the color of a deep, bruised plum. A single friendly light glows from the front window, spilling a warm yellow rectangle onto a lawn scattered with crisp brown leaves. Inside, there's the gentle hum of a happy home getting ready for a feast. The air is thick with the promises of Thanksgiving. You can almost smell it. The sharp, earthy scent of sage on a cutting board, the sweet perfume of cinnamon and nutmeg mingling with the rich aroma of butter melting in a saucepan. From the living room comes a murmur of voices, a soft and low symphony of family. You can hear the low rumble of uncles discussing something of little importance. The weather, maybe, or the strange route the parade took this year. There's the light, tinkling laughter of cousins catching up, their words like little bells. Someone is telling a long, meandering story, the kind with no real point, but is comforting because it's so familiar. In the dining room, the table is set with a hopeful elegance. The good china, with its delicate pattern of tiny blue flowers, has been brought out. The silverware, polished to a gentle gleam, rests on folded cloth napkins. A little bowl of cranberry sauce sits like a ruby jewel, its surface perfectly smooth, just waiting. And in the kitchen, the heart of it all, there's the gentle clatter of preparation. Carrots are being chopped with a rhythmic, soothing tap, tap, tap. A mountain of peeled, pale potatoes swims in a pot of cool water. The host, let's call her Martha, moves through the space with a calm, if slightly distracted grace. Martha loves Thanksgiving. She loves the ritual, the familiar chaos, the way the house feels full to the brim. At the center of this universe, sitting in its majestic roasting pan, is the turkey. It's a magnificent bird, a true specimen of poultry promise, brined and seasoned, its skin rubbed with herbs and butter until it glistens. It's a turkey with great potential, a turkey destined for golden brown glory, whispering of crisp skin and juicy, tender meat. It is the hero of the evening, waiting for its moment in the oven. Martha pulled away by a debate in the next room about whether a sweet potato casserole truly needs marshmallows, returns to the kitchen with a smile. With a hum, she opens the preheated oven, a wave of warm air washing over her. She carefully slides the heavy pan inside and closes the door with a satisfying click. She turns the dial, her mind already on the gravy and green beans, and sets the timer. A cheerful ticking joins the symphony of the house. All is well. The journey to a perfect Thanksgiving has begun. An hour or so passes in a comfortable blur. The murmur of conversation rises and falls like a gentle tide. The scent of cooking begins to fill the house, but it's different than expected. Sharper. A subtle, smoky note weaves its way through the aromas of sage and thyme. Martha, deep in conversation about a neighbor's new garden gnome, wrinkles her nose. Is something burning? A stray drop of butter, maybe? She makes a mental note to check in a moment. The timer's ticking is a steady heartbeat in the background. But soon, another sound joins it. A faint, almost apologetic beep. Beep from the smoke detector. Is that the smoke alarm, dear? An aunt asks, peering over her glasses. Martha waves a dismissive hand. Oh, it does that sometimes, she says breezily. It's a little sensitive, but the beeping gets more insistent. Beep, beep, beep. And the smell. The smell is no longer subtle. It's a distinct, undeniable scent of something getting very, very well done. A nervous energy ripples through the room. The chatter falters. All eyes turn towards the kitchen. Martha's smile wavers. As she walks toward the oven, she can feel the intense heat radiating from the door, far more than a normal roast. She peers through the small window, and what she sees makes her blink. It's not a gentle browning. It's dark, very dark. With a dawning, comical dread, she pulls on oven mitts and opens the door. A great, billowing cloud of dark smoke pours out. The smoke detector, now convinced of a crisis, shrieks with abandon. Through the haze, Martha pulls out the roasting pan. The family gathers at the kitchen doorway. As the smoke clears, they see it. The turkey. But it's not a golden brown masterpiece. It's a stunning, uniform, iridescent black. It looks less like dinner and more like a volcanic rock, a piece of abstract sculpture, a culinary marvel of pure carbon. It is magnificent in its ruin. The skin is a brittle black shell, and when Martha tentatively pokes it with a wooden spoon, it crackles like burnt paper. There is a moment of profound, reverent silence. No one speaks. They just stare at this blackened monument to a minor miscalculation. Then, Martha looks at the oven dial. The dial she'd turned with such confident distraction. It is not pointing to roast at 350. It is, and has been for the last hour and a half, pointing directly to broil. The silence is broken, not by despair, but by a single, snorting giggle from a teenage cousin. It's a contagious sound. Another person chuckles, then another. Soon the entire doorway is filled with the sound of shaking shoulders and wheezing laughter. The sheer, ridiculous perfection of the disaster is just too much. Martha herself, looking at the charred ruin of her ambitions, leans against the counter and begins to laugh, a deep, rolling laugh of pure absurdity. The Thanksgiving turkey wasn't just ruined, it had been elevated to the realm of legend, and they still had nothing to eat. The laughter eventually fades into soft sighs and contented sniffles. The smoke alarm is silenced with a broom handle, and a window is open to the cool November air, clearing the last of the dramatic haze. The family stands around the kitchen island, regarding the broiled turkey with a kind of fond respect. It sits there, a dark and glossy testament to things not going to plan. "Well," says an uncle, with absolutely no conviction, "I suppose we could try to carve it?" The idea of a knife penetrating that carbonized crust is so ludicrous it sets off another ripple of chuckles. Someone suggests they save it for the summer barbecue as a charcoal briquette. The initial humor now melts into a practical question that hangs in the slightly smoky air. What now? What do you do for Thanksgiving dinner when the main event has so spectacularly immolated itself? The family's grandmother, with her kind eyes and sensible nature, suggests a survey of the side dishes. "We have potatoes," she declares, "and carrots. The green bean casserole is ready for the oven, a Thanksgiving of side dishes. A sidesgiving, a cousin suggests. It's a possibility." But as they all contemplate a plate of just mashed potatoes and green beans, a collective, unspoken sadness descends. It feels like a concert without the headliner. "I could grill some steaks," another uncle offers, peering into the inky blackness of the backyard. The vision of him standing out there in the cold, bravely flipping steaks while everyone else is warm inside, is both noble and slightly pathetic. The offer is appreciated and gently declined. The mood in the room isn't one of panicked problem solving, but of a slow, curious unraveling. A younger cousin, scrolling through her phone, looks up. "We could order pizza," she says. Pizza on Thanksgiving. The thought is almost sacrilegious, but then they all look at the blackened turkey, the monument to tradition gone wrong, and the idea of pizza starts to seem less like a betrayal and more like a fittingly absurd next chapter. The family begins to debate toppings, the familiar low-stakes argument a comfort. But then a new idea, a more brilliant idea, begins to form, starting as a joke whispered from someone leaning against the fridge. "You know what's open on Thanksgiving?" the voice says with quiet mischief. Everyone turns. A fast food drive-through. A profound silence falls over the kitchen. It's an idea so wrong it's absolutely, unequivocally right. The thought of it is delicious in its rebellion. To abandon all pretense of a traditional, home-cooked meal. To cast aside the good china and polished silverware for the bright, fluorescent promise of a burger and fries. It's a silly idea, a ridiculous idea. But as they look at each other, they see the same spark in everyone's eyes. A spark of goofy, unexpected adventure. The sidesgiving is forgotten. The offer of frozen steaks is a distant memory. A new plan, a glorious and terrible plan, has been born. The discussion now shifts, with a newfound energy, to which fast food establishment would be worthy of their Thanksgiving pilgrimage. The Golden Arches are mentioned. The home of the Whopper is considered. A serious debate about the merits of various chicken sandwiches begins. It is a slow, rambling, and utterly pointless conversation, and it is perfect. It is the gentle, meandering heart of the evening. There is no stress, only the quiet, communal joy of a plan going wonderfully awry. They aren't saving Thanksgiving. They're discovering a new one they'll talk about for years. The decision is finally made. They will go to the place with the square patties and the famously thick milkshakes. A unanimous decision. Coats are brought out. Car keys are located. The blackened turkey is respectfully moved to the back porch, a silent, dark guardian of the empty kitchen. As the family files out into the cold night air, a feeling of quiet excitement settles over them. They are not just going to get dinner. They are embarking on a quest. The car pulls out of the driveway, its headlights cutting a soft path through the darkness. Inside, the world is quiet and warm. The hum of the engine is a steady, soothing drone. The family settles into a comfortable silence, each lost in thought, watching the neighborhood slide by. The houses they pass are all lit up, warm squares of yellow and orange against the deep blue-black of the night. Through the windows they can see silhouettes of other families, other Thanksgivings. They see figures gathered around dining tables, the distant flickering light of a TV screen. Those are the picture-perfect holidays, the ones from magazines. And in the warm, quiet bubble of the car, there's no jealousy, only a shared secret amusement. Their Thanksgiving is out here, on the dark, empty streets, on the way to a fast food restaurant. The streetlights pass one by one, their orange glow washing over the car's interior in slow, rhythmic waves, creating long, stretching shadows that dance and retreat. The world outside becomes a soft focus blur of light and dark. A string of holiday lights on a house melts into a long, shimmering streak. The red of a stoplight bleeds into the wet pavement. It's hypnotic, this slow journey through the sleeping town. Someone in the back seat begins to hum a quiet tune. The driver has the radio on low, tuned to a station playing soft old songs. The music is just another layer in the gentle quiet, a soft blanket of sound. The conversation, when it comes, is soft and meandering, just small observations whispered into the dark. "Look at the moon," someone says, and everyone follows their gaze to the perfect white circle hanging in the clear, cold sky. "I think I left my phone on the counter," someone else murmurs, and the concern is so mild it just floats away, forgotten. They talk about other Thanksgivings. The year it snowed so much they were trapped inside for 2 days. The year a squirrel got in the attic and made a racket during dinner. The year a young cousin helped by adding an entire bottle of green food coloring to the mashed potatoes. These stories are told in low, sleepy voices, weaving together a tapestry of imperfect, beautiful memories. The story of the broiled turkey isn't a disaster. It's simply the newest thread in this rich and funny tapestry. The journey feels longer than it really is. Time seems to stretch in the warm, humming cocoon of the car. The town gives way to wider, brighter streets. The warm glow of house windows is replaced by the cool, white light of fluorescent signs. A drugstore glows with a steady green cross. And then, up ahead, they see it. Their destination. A beacon of hope in the night, with a familiar, comforting logo promising hot food and cold drinks. It isn't elegant, it isn't traditional, but right now, it looks like the most beautiful, welcoming place on earth. The car signals, and with a soft crunch of tires, they pull into the empty parking lot. The quest is nearing its end. The automatic doors of the burger restaurant slide open with a soft whoosh. The air that greets them is a world away from the sage and cinnamon warmth of home. It's an air of hot oil, toasted buns, and the faint sweet smell of cleaning solution. Tonight, it smells like salvation. The restaurant is an ocean of calm, brightly lit and nearly empty. The fluorescent lights hum a steady electric tune. Behind the counter, a single employee, a young man with a weary but kind expression, looks up in mild surprise at the sudden arrival of a large, well-dressed family on Thanksgiving night. There's a quiet, shuffling conference as the family decides on their order, a task they approach with mock seriousness. "Do I want a single or a double?" an uncle muses, studying the backlit menu as if it holds ancient secrets. Finally, a spokesperson steps up to the counter, and the ordering begins. It becomes a kind of litany, a soothing, repetitive chant. "We'll have a double cheeseburger with no pickles, a single with extra pickles, a large fries, another large fries, a small fries, a plain cheeseburger, just meat and bun, a crispy chicken sandwich, another crispy chicken sandwich, no tomato, a large chocolate shake, a medium vanilla shake, a small strawberry shake, 2 large colas, 1 diet cola, and, I think, another large fries." The cashier punches in the order with practiced, rhythmic beeps. The numbers flash on the screen. A card slides, and then they wait. The family stands in a loose, comfortable cluster, watching the quiet theater of the fast food kitchen. They watch frozen patties sizzle on the grill. They watch a wire basket of potatoes lowered into bubbling oil. They watch ice clatter into paper cups. It's a simple, mechanical ballet, and it is completely mesmerizing. Soon, the food appears on the counter, a growing collection of paper-wrapped parcels and cardboard containers. The crinkle of the bags and the warmth from the wrapped sandwiches is deeply satisfying. Several large paper bags are filled. A tray is loaded with milkshakes. The family gathers their bounty, a parade of Thanksgiving pilgrims carrying their strange, wonderful feast back into the cold night. Back at the house, the scene is set. The elegant dining table, with its fine china and polished silver, is still there. But now, in the center, where the turkey should have been, there are overflowing paper bags. With a sense of ceremony, they begin to unpack. Paper-wrapped burgers are placed directly onto the delicate blue-flowered plates. Golden, salty French fries are piled into the crystal bowl that was meant for sweet potatoes. Ketchup packets are fanned out next to the gravy boat. Crystal water goblets are filled not with wine, but with cola and strawberry milkshakes. The juxtaposition is breathtakingly silly, a fine dining experience of the most gloriously lowbrow kind. Everyone takes their seat. For a moment, they just look at the spread, at this beautiful, ridiculous collision of worlds. And then they eat. The sound is not of clinking forks, but of crinkling wrappers and the soft squish of a burger bun. The taste is not of slow-roasted tradition, but of immediate, salty, sugary satisfaction. They eat the hot, crispy fries, dipping them into little puddles of ketchup on their fine china. They sip their thick, cold milkshakes from elegant crystal glasses. The conversation is easy and light. The structural integrity of this bun is quite impressive, an uncle notes. A perfect balance of sweet and savory, an aunt declares, savoring a fry. They make toasts, raising their milkshake-filled glasses. To the broiled turkey, someone says, may its memory never be forgotten. To the broil setting, says another, for showing us the way. There are no arguments, no tension, only this strange, shared joy. They are all here, together, laughing, eating burgers off their grandmother's wedding china. The pressure of a perfect holiday has been lifted, and in its place is a feeling of pure, unburdened contentment. This isn't the Thanksgiving they planned, but as they sit there in the warm glow of the dining room, surrounded by family and the comforting scent of French fries, they realize it might just be the best one they've ever had. As the meal winds down, a comfortable quiet settles over the table once more. The excitement of the fast food feast has softened into a warm, sleepy satisfaction. The sharp edges of the day have all worn away, leaving only a smooth, pleasant haze. The murmur of conversation begins to fade, the words losing their shape, becoming just a soft, ambient hum. Your focus begins to drift. The details of the room, once so sharp, start to blur. The golden paper of a burger wrapper seems to melt into the polished wood of the dining table. The bright red of a ketchup packet swims in your vision, blurring with the deep red of the untouched cranberry sauce. It all looks like a painting, a dream of a dinner party where nothing makes sense, but everything feels right. The chandelier above casts a soft, warm light, but in your sleepy mind, it blends with the memory of the bright, white fluorescent lights of the restaurant. The two places, the cozy dining room and the sterile fast food joint, are no longer separate. They are one and the same, a strange and wonderful landscape created by your tired mind. You can almost hear the hum of the milkshake machine mingling with the gentle ticking of the grandfather clock in the hall. The sounds at the table become more distant. You hear the gentle clink of a glass, but you can't be sure if it's crystal or a paper cup being set down. You hear a soft laugh, but it seems to come from very far away. These sounds are no longer part of a story. They are simply sounds, floating in the quiet space around you, like notes of music without a song. You feel your own breathing, a slow and steady rhythm, in and out. Each breath pulls you a little deeper into this comfortable, fuzzy state. The hard back of the dining chair seems to soften and mold itself around you. The air feels heavy and warm, like a soft, thick blanket being draped over your shoulders. The story itself begins to unravel. The characters, the uncles, the aunts, the cousins, fade into nameless, smiling faces. The sequence of events, the broiled turkey, the car ride, the feast, no longer matters. All that remains are feelings. The feeling of warmth, the feeling of laughter, the feeling of being safe and content in a place where a disaster became a funny memory. The image of the broiled turkey comes back to you, but it's no longer a mistake. In your dreamlike state, it seems almost magical. A dark, sparkling star that fell into a kitchen and led everyone on an unexpected journey, and the journey itself, the dark car ride, the glowing signs, it all replays in your mind as a series of gentle, floating images, a blur of orange streetlights, the friendly glow of a neon sign, the satisfying crinkle of a paper bag. Your thoughts become slower, farther apart. Like stones skipping across a still pond, they make a few gentle hops and then sink without a trace into the quiet water. The effort of thinking is too much. The effort of remembering is unnecessary. All that is left to do is float, to drift on this slow, gentle current, away from the story, away from the day, away from everything but the simple, peaceful sensation of rest. The room fades. The sounds disappear. There is only darkness and quiet and the slow, steady rhythm of your own peaceful breath. And so the family, full and happy, drifted off to sleep, their dreams not of perfect golden brown turkeys, but of something much stranger and much sweeter. Their dreams were filled with the gentle crinkle of paper wrappers, the salty taste of a single perfect French fry, and the soft, steady hum of a fluorescent light. Their dreams were filled with the gentle glow of a neon burger's sign, a beacon of unexpected Thanksgiving cheer, a lighthouse in the dark, guiding them not to a perfect holiday, but to a perfectly happy one. And in that shared, silly dream, there was a deep and profound rest. A rest that comes from letting go of how things are supposed to be and finding joy in how they are. A rest that is waiting for you now. There is nothing left to do, nothing left to see. Just let the story fade and allow yourself to drift, to float, to sleep. Sleep now